Let's get it. Let's get it. Looking at our team here. Same team as before. Gonna open up with Shinny. Where's the chat? That's chat here. Alright. What's going on, cheesy boy? Fire vid, you're a fire viewer, my boy. Appreciate you. How's it going? How we doing? How we doing? Alright, opening with Shinigami. So, I thought a lot about this battle, and I think I'm going to end up swapping out Dusclops for Sableye, just because we get access to Prankster, and the options that we have on Sableye allow us to do a lot more, because we have access to Prankster, Detect, Will-O-Wisp, as well as Recover and Foul Play, which is like a great set for going up against a physical team like this. Alright, now let's go with Shadow Punch. Nope, he withdraws. That's right, we knew that. Alright, I'm gonna Will-O-Wisp again. Yeah, see, with Shinigami, right, we're not in a bad spot, but there's only so many Will-O-Wisps we can get off. Ah, that crit, man. Alright, we're gonna resist, and we're not even resist, we're gonna... Interesting, okay. Ah, Excadrill. I see your game, Giovanni. Let's do, see how much Body Press does. Out of curiosity. Go Swords Dance. Now the only thing is, pretty much any attack from Excadrill here is going to hit hard. Cool thing is though, right, if we can kind of try to guess what it's going to use. Let's see, Team Rocket. Looking at Giovanni's team here. He's got with him, alright, Swords Dance, Earthquake, Iron Head, and Rock Slide. Probably going to be Rock Slide if I had to bet. Alright, well I don't have a resist to that. Let's just go Body Press and see how it goes. If I flinch, that's it. Oh, nice, okay. So that's good to know that we can survive a Swords Dance Rock Slide. Skarmory walls a lot of things on this team. Only thing I don't have an answer to at the moment is Garganacl. Just because it has Iron Defense and Purifying Salt keeps me from being able to burn it. Dracovish is another interesting one that I don't have a great answer to. Actually, my answer to that should have been Toad, but that's okay. Out of curiosity, though, I wonder how much I can actually do with Shinigami. We do have a Violite on a very defensive Pokemon. Vicious Rend. Yeah. Alright. Here's what I'm going to do then. I am going to load state right here. This is before we caught Dusclops, right? Yeah, before we caught Dusclops. And I am going to try to catch a Sableye in Pokemon Tower. See if we can do something with Sableye and its ability Prankster. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Low encounter rate, so it might take a little bit, but... Which, save state was this? Save state 2? Alright. I'm gonna save another state right here. I need that other one. Spiritomb. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Wrong one. Nope. Spiritomb. Haunter. Come on. Poltegeist. I didn't even know that Pokemon was available here. Honestly, if I can get off like a Shell Smash and Strength Sap, out of curiosity, let me just check Poltegeist moveset. I don't think I'm going to be able to use it, but it doesn't hurt to see. Poltegeist. So I will get Strength Sap. Let's see what else. Will-O-Wisp, Strength Sap, Shell Smash down into level 60 though, shoot. Alright, yeah, if I had a way to raise my speed first turn, that would have been pretty nice, but unfortunately, don't have that, which is fine, not the end of the world at all. Alright, reload, Dusclops, Haunter. I hope they didn't remove Sableye from the game. No, they definitely didn't, because I've gone up against Sableye. Just a really low encounter rate. I feel like we've encountered everything but Sableye. Cubone. There's also a lot of potential encounters in Pokemon Tower, to be fair. There we go. Alright. Got a Sableye. I was beginning to lose faith that it was even here. It has Frisk, but that's not something that we have to worry about. Let's catch it real quick. Alright, for a nickname. Let's see. Let's go. Right, it's a prankster. I'm feeling Loki. There we go. What's going on, Grizzly Bear? How's it going? Milk Jesus. It's a new one. Turn Infinite Repel back on. And then what I'm going to do is, now that we have Sableye, I'm going to save state. We could save state like here? I don't know. Everything's from yesterday. Save state like here. Alright, now let's head out of Pokemon Tower. I'll speed it up too so we move a little bit faster. Or maybe not. Forgot that movement is kind of hard on sped up mode. Alright. Left Pokemon Tower. We have Sableye. First thing we gotta do is get this thing caught up on the level cap. Here, rare candies. Alright, Loki. Oh, I could Mean Look to prevent switching, so I'll think about that. So I'm trying to teach Mean Look, yes. Oh, actually, you know what I could do, right? Will-O-Wisp, Mean Look, Foul Play, Recover. That could be deadly. Alright, I will learn Recover right now so I don't forget it. I already have Mean Look. Or, I mean, I already have Foul Play. Let's go Quash. Alright, there we go. Max leveled. Now, hit here. And yeah, got a couple. Oh, and I believe... never mind, I was wrong. I know that Toxic was restricted to a few mons due to, you know, just how much easier it would have made the game. And I thought that Sableye was one of them. Guess not, but that's okay. Alright. Use Will-O-Wisp TM. I might even give Benny Maru a different move then if Sableye's going to get Will-O-Wisp. Shadow Ball here. Now, the other move I wanted to give it was Detect. Alright. This is a good start. I'm considering replacing Detect with Mean Look, but we'll get there when we get there. One thing I also want to do is... So I have 10 PP ups. I don't know where I can get more, but I'm heavily considering finding out because I feel like being able to max out the usage of my moves will be very beneficial. Especially if we're using a Stallmon like Sableye, right? Would hate to get PP stalled here. The last thing I should do is give it a good item, right? I only have one leftovers, but there is another Snorlax I could always battle for another one. So I might do that. Other than that, I have Citrus Berry. Let's see what we got here. I don't think anything here really stands out all that much. We don't need the Mental Herb because he's not running Taunt. Yeah, alright. Oh, I I do, though, need to use my ability pill to give Loki... Oh, okay, I guess we're going Dream Patch. Gotta give Loki Prankster. Otherwise, this whole thing's kind of pointless. There we go. Loki's got Prankster now. What's going on, Bane mode? How we doing? Alright, I believe they're on the 3rd floor. Oh, and then, yeah, item. I guess I'll go Citrus Berry for now. Just because I find that the leftovers have been better suited for Skarmory, and I only have one. But like I said, we do know where to get another one if we need to, so just keeping that in mind. Oops, not use, give. Alright, here we go. Yeah, because Giovanni also doesn't have any priority moves either, so I don't have to worry about really being outsped or anything like that. Down this way, back through here. Should just be 1 or 2 more warp zones. Yeah, just the one. Alright, open that door. And then last thing I'm going to do is we're going to save state so that we can test out a bunch of things on this. So, did I make Luck the lead? I don't think I did. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Already loading state. Is Luck our lead? See, Luck is not our lead, so I checked. Not Luck, Loki. Alright, Loki, you are our lead. Save state again. I'm gonna do 2 save states just in case I accidentally load over one instead of saving it. Alright, Loki, show me what you got, man. Mamoswine is up first. We are gonna go Will-O-Wisp. Alright, Mamoswine now does significantly less damage. Headlong Rush. I still might hurt a little bit, right? Mamoswine's still a pretty powerful mon. Only thing I didn't do also, though, is I did not check out Sableye's nature either. So this could actually be very much like defense detrimental. But we'll find out. Alright, Mamoswine hurt by the burn. I forgot what item Mamoswine has. But let's see. Okay, so we're neutral nature, but defense could be higher, so I'll probably end up running with that. Attack's not too bad either. Okay, next what I'm anticipating is a switch. So what I think I'll do is... I only have 5 recovers, 5 detects. I'm going to foul play. Alright, Headlong Rush. So we do survive that with the berry heal. Foul play, do a little bit of damage here. Perfect. Because Mamoswine has a very high... Oh, Toad was not max level. Oops. I just realized that. Alright. So yeah, that's something to note is Loki should probably... Alright, and now he's smart for sending out Garganacl. Because Garganacl is the one mon I didn't have an answer to. Except for maybe Toad. Right, I could try to keep Giga Drain up for as long as I can. Nope, that doesn't do anything. Oh, well, I was Sludge Bomb, that's why, because I switched then. Alright, now we Giga Drain. Him being faster is also a problem. Because if he can get off Iron Defense and Body Press faster than we can do anything. Alright, Toad fainted. So, what that tells me is... Let's see. Reload back here. First thing I'm going to want to do is fix Loki's nature. We are going to give him defense beneficial nature. Second thing I think I'm going to do is give him a leftovers so that we can recover health every turn and not have to use our recovers because those are limited. Alright. So, headed to the Pokemon Center. That's stop number 1. Loki's nature will be changed to, I'm thinking, plus defense minus special attack. Maybe minus speed, because we're also not really concerned about speed here. So either relax nature, or let's see, it's plus defense minus special attack. Or impish. Let's do impish. I feel like Sableye is an imp. There we go. Alright, nature beneficial. So our new defense stat is 118. Alright, a little bit better than 108. Also, I'm going to give Toad a rare candy, just so that the whole team here is max level. There we go. Alright, final thing is now we gotta go and get that other leftovers. So, let's see. Actually, first thing I'll do, let me see if there's an easier way to do this. I don't think there is, but checking our item decks here. Okay. So if I have, I should here. Yep, I have the item finder. So all I have to do is go and use the item finder on the exact spot that Snorlax was on. So apparently this should work here. First I'm going to check Route 16 because that's where we caught Snorlax, but Snorlax was holding the leftovers. So I don't know if it won't appear if Snorlax was already holding it. If that is the case though, I know where we can find another Snorlax to get those leftovers. Ideally, I have 2 leftovers, one on Sableye and one on Skarmory. But if I'm only going to have one, I would rather have it on Sableye just because he's less bulky. Go. Yeah, apparently you're supposed to use it at the exact spot. Oh, okay, here we go. Nice. Cool. 2 leftovers. Exactly what I wanted. Let's head to our bag. It should be right there at the bottom. Perfect. Head back on over to Saffron. Why am I still in sped up mode? Alright. So now we have leftovers and defensive nature on Sableye. Let's head back to Silphco and see how we fare this time around. We know that we can burn Mamoswine, but Headlong Rush is still going to do somewhat decent damage. I do need a better answer still for Garganacl though. Right, because we have Giga Drain on Toad. Only thing is, Toad's special attack, it's actually at 119. It's not bad at all. Special attack is higher than its defense. And Toad is supposedly defensive mon. What is Toad's stat spread actually? What am I not capitalizing on here? Is there a hidden potential in special attack? Because it seems like special defense is actually still doing better than physical defense without the physical defensive nature. So, let me just look at Amoonguss' stat spread. Ah, okay, because Amoonguss only has a special attack is its second highest stat, tied with attack at 85. Alright, let's see if we have a damage calculator here. Go Giovanni's Garganacl to our Amoonguss. Right, they're both at level 57. If we give our Amoonguss, let's say, a modest nature, Giga Drain. Oh, okay, so we have a 4.2% chance to 2 at KO. Almost a guaranteed 3 at KO, though, which is nice. So I might do that. Versus if I do, say plus, what do I have here? Plus defense minus speed. Still has a guaranteed 3 at KO, but Garganacl stacking its defense is the scary part, right? If it gets even like plus 2, then Body Press becomes a 4-hit KO. It is careful natured, right? Yeah. because it is specially defensive also. Alright. So with special attack beneficial nature, we get guaranteed 3-hit KO. Without it, still get guaranteed 3-hit KO, but with it we get a slightly higher chance of a 2-hit KO also with a high damage roll. What I also have the ability to do is... No, I was going to say, shoot. I was hoping that I could try to outspeed it too, but even with speed beneficial nature, it's a lost cause. So I'm going to... Let me see. Because without defense beneficial nature... Let's see. With it, defense is 112. Without it, defense is only 102. So I'm also kind of concerned that I'm taking more damage there. I'm going to keep defense beneficial nature for now, for as long as Amoonguss is our only answer to Garganacl. But if I can find some way... We do still have that Raid Den that I forgot to check. But that does give us access to Oranguru, a very powerful special attacker there. Alright, let's do another safe state round. Safe state. Here at 8. Safe state at 9. Alright. Same team lineup. Yep, Loki goes first. Alright, this time. Fight. Open up with Will-O-Wisp. Get that health back. He's going to stick with Headlong Rush. I'm thinking is... Honestly, he doesn't have a lot of answers to Toad. I say we go right here, right? And we can Giga Drain. He withdraws. Alright. This is key. Excadrill comes out, right? We got a little bit of damage off with Giga Drain. And we also know that Excadrill 1 has a Focus Sash, which is now broken. And 2 is going to have to Sword Stance or use Earthquake. Could use Earthquake for a potential possible KO. I'd have to run the damage clock. I don't think he has one though. Instead, I'm going to send out Gajeel here. The reason I'm sending out Gajeel is because Gajeel is immune to Earthquake. And if he does Sword Dance, we still live that Rock Slide. And a Body Press packs him up. So, let's Body Press. Withdrew. Interesting. Garchomp. High key, that actually wasn't what we wanted. Because he's going to just start Swords Dancing now. Oh, he didn't. Interesting. Alright, instead I'm going to, I guess, Body Press again. I mean, I'll get some health back. Nope, withdrew. He sure does like to switch out a lot. Alright, well, he's faster than me. I'm going to eat this Vicious Rend. He's then going to Psychic Fangs, I think. So we go Loki here to eat the Psychic Fangs. Yep. Both take damage. I know, only I do because he has Sand Rush on Dracovish, which is a crazy combo, by the way. I'm going to go Will-O-Wisp here. Right, Dracovish packs less of a punch now. Question is, what can it do, though? Vicious Rend. Well, I move first, so it doesn't double in power. Nice. All right, there we go. Also, because of Prankster. What's going on, Miel? Yeah, because of Prankster, Dracovich's Vicious Rend is not threatening anymore because it doesn't move first. So what I can now safely do is go and recover. And I can take it out at any moment if I want with Foul Play as well. Vicious Rend, again, not going to hit us hard. Cover that health. Only thing is, right, once I Foul Play, it does do more damage. I'm going to Foul Play again. Because I think he's just going to keep going Vicious Rend. Oh, yeah, that did a lot more than I would have liked. Wow, Foul Play did nothing. Okay. You know what I can do, though, is I can keep popping Recover. Right? Recover. So he's never going to get that boost from Vicious Rend. He's not going to stop using it. Now I detect. And I recover one more time. Yeah, he just keeps using Vicious Rend, which I'm fine with. A little bit of damage. Heal from that. Now, what we can do, right? He's going to Vicious Rend. I am going to detect. Nope. Smart man. Should have predicted that. That's fine. Kind of. Only thing is, right? I probably should have kept Toad as is. Here's what I'll do. I'll clear Smog, right? So he loses a defense drop. Now he has to keep going Iron Defense if he wants Body Press to pack a punch. Only thing is with Salt Cure, man. Because I can switch into, let's say, Loki. I wish Loki had Encore. If Loki had Encore, then maybe. Well, actually, doesn't Purifying Salt make you immune to Encore? I don't remember. If it doesn't, I don't mind locking him into Iron Defense. Alright, I guess, I mean, my only hope is to hope that he doesn't Body Press and OP Body Press. Okay. I think I need a better answer to Garganical then. That's fine. We can find one. Let's head on over to our raid dens and see. Why? I don't know what that means. I don't know what Wat and Lit It Burn means. If I had, like, a Ghost and Steel type, maybe that would be a good counter, right? Because Ghost types, honestly, Sableye's not a bad counter. With immunity to Body Press and Recover to counter the damage from Salt Cure, I could try, but he could also just keep using Salt Cure too as the thing. And so, right, that's just a way for him to take out Sableye. I would also, if I could, have Sableye not just be a one-off mon for this battle and actually a mon that I can use in future ones. Because Prankster is a very useful ability, and Sableye having access to it with its move pool is pretty helpful. So if I can keep Sableye, I'm going to try to. But what I could do... Can I get a Turtwig? In theory I could, but I do try to limit how much I bend the rules of the Nuzlocke encounters, right? So technically I am limited to the first wild Pokemon encounter in any area that I enter. What the rules don't specify is anything about gift Pokemon, trade Pokemon, or Pokemon purchased from like a game corner or anything like that. Now in Radical Red, in this building right here, there's a guy who will give you an egg of any random starter based on the type of shard that you give him. So I could do that and then keep resetting to try to get like a Turtwig, even like a Rillaboom, something, right? But I already used him to get Goku the Infernape. So it would be kind of pushing it, right? It's technically not like an actual encounter, but I am trying to limit it to, you know, one of each gift encounter too. So that applies to like raid dens and stuff as well. So like this raid den, for example, I haven't gotten the Pokemon from it yet. So I'm going to check it out. Cramorant. Let's see. If Cramorant can survive like a single Salt Cure, then maybe. Special attack of 100. Not bad. I think we have the TM Surf. Even if we didn't, it gets access to Surf at level 49 and Hydro Pump at level 56. So a Hydro Pump is good. Wait and let it burn. You can't burn Garganical because of its ability Purifying Salt. It makes it immune to non-volatile status conditions like burn and poison. Unfortunately. If I could burn it, yeah, that battle would have been a lot easier, but it does get good old burn immunity. Alright, let's try Nighttime just to see what else we can get from here. An Oranguru. I am curious, right, if we did a Cramorant, let's say Modest Nature at level 57. Taught it Surf. against Garganical. Guaranteed 2-hit KO. That Salt Cure is a 3-hit KO, so that's good. We can survive at least one of those. If we did Hydro Pump, however, which it apparently gets. Hydro Pump is still a guaranteed 2-hit KO? What if I gave it the Mystic Water? Do I have kind of how many save state resets I have? No, but I can tell you it's a lot. Dracovish, I did burn the Dracovish. He switched out. I'm looking for a counter for Garganical. Dracovish, our counter is Sableye. That one's easy. Because once we burn it, then it becomes useless against Sableye because Fishious Rend is only stronger when it goes before the opposing Pokemon. Due to Sableye's ability Prankster, we can heal, therefore we go first and Fishious Rend doesn't get that power boost. Everything else, Dracovish has a lackluster physical attack stat, so with Burn, it's just even more lackluster there. So we have our counter to Dracovish. I have a counter to pretty much, like, Sableye counters almost every Mon. Not even counters, but, like, sets us up to be in a good position against every Mon, except for Garganical. Because with Sableye, right, we can just burn and then get out of there in most situations if we need to. Especially if we can get, like, a safe switch in, too, right? Switch into Sableye, recover. Yeah, we're set. But Garganical, being immune to the burn, and having the ability to deal additional chip damage to Sableye, that is our issue here. So let's see. Could we trade a later encounter for it? Oh, maybe. Maybe. I'm not opposed to, like, taking a look at what my future encounters look like and saying, like, okay, you know, finding one that seems fair as a trade-off for the starter. Because, yeah, a Torterra would definitely help against Giovanni here. Let me think. Yeah, they're a grass or water starter. I feel like if I got, like, a Primarina would help too. Because Primarina goes super effective against every Pokemon except... No, yeah, Primarina has a super effective move against Giovanni's whole team, except Gyarados, actually. But Gyarados, we have our counter for that, too. So I'm not worried there. Actually, is this Giovanni's team with Gyarados? It is, yeah. So Primarina has a counter for everybody except for Gyarados. But once they're burned, right, if we can just get the Pokemon burned, Primarina can sweep them. Or whatever water or grass starter we choose. Preferably not Empoleon for that steel typing. But it's going on QT Raider. At your 7th badge, you can get Legends, or Pseudo-Legends from Dens too. Pseudo-Legends would be nice. I do have the ability to go to Celadon Game Corner also, and purchase a Pokemon there. But let me see, Cramorant, according to the damage calc, Modest Nature, Mystic Water, using Hydro Pump, is still only a 37.5% chance to one-hit KO. Would you look at that, man? That's crazy. However, if I do trade an encounter, right? Let's say we went with Primarina for this. Just because that's the first special attacking starter I can think of that's super effective against Garganical. We get Primarina up to level 57, so we do get access to Hydro Pump. Special attack stat of 125 is doing a lot of damage to a lot of Pokemons. So I'm thinking that. Plus, if we give it Liquid Voice, actually. If I give it Liquid Voice, I don't even need Hydro Pump. Because Liquid Voice boosts sound moves by 20% and gives them the water typing. So actually, we would get access to a Hyper Voice, which would be 90 times 1.2, giving it a base power of 108, which I think might be able to get the job done as well. So I'll consider Primarina. Let me see. I'll just look at the entire egg list here because I'm currently blanking on the grass and water type starters because they're all inferior to fire types. Because fire type is the best type in the game, objectively. Not up for debate. Argue with the wall. Alright. So we could do Venusaur is another decent candidate. Although that part poison type means that ground goes neutral. Snivy into Serperior. We could get a really fast Serperior, give it Contrary, and then chain Leaf Storm. That could work. Sceptile is another really fast mixed attacker that we can make use of. And then looking over on the water side, Blastoise, Swampert, Even Inteleon. Yeah, the Garganacl is annoying. From the Xenoverse 2 days, yeah, you're an OG. You're an OG. Dragon Ball is not done yet, but they need to come out with some new, fresher stuff, in my opinion. Not just more DLC to decades-old games. Not that I don't enjoy them, but, you know. Alright, let's see. And in the game corner, Dratini, Larvitar, Beldum, Bagon, Riolu, Rotom, Gible, Larvesta, Dino, Gumi, Jangmo, Toxel, Dreepy, Honedge, and Frigibax. So, I could do Honedge also, right? Because Honedge resists. Could do Honedge. Aegislash will resist. No. Maybe. Maybe a single flash cannon, right? A couple flash cannons. What's Honedge or Aegislash sword form special attack? Aegislash blade form. Special attack of 140. Okay. So if we go Aegislash, right? We don't take sand damage. King Shield. So if Pokemon want to come in contact with us, we lower their defense. The ground weakness is not great, I will say that. But we do get access to a lot here. Actually, wait a minute. Did they take Flash Cannon away from this thing? No, they didn't. Okay, it's just on the page for the shield form. Alright, I was worried for a second. Where do I get the TM for Flash Cannon then? At the game corner. Do I like JJK? You tell me. You can ask me if I like JJK, or you can go ahead and ask, let's see, where are my JJK named characters? Dang, this was a lot cooler in my head when you could actually find the mons named after JJK characters. Here we go. You can ask Kashimo. You can ask, who else is JJK named? Divine Dog. Hanami, Dagon, Megumi, Nobara, and that's it. No, Rabbit Escape. Eevee doesn't have a nickname. I have 2 Fat Gums, that's funny. And if I do Aegislash, then I actually don't have to trade in any future encounters either. So let's see. Stupid question, what does Nuzlocke mean? That is not a stupid question. Here, you actually just reminded me that I forgot to put the Nuzlocke rules in the chat. So, in short, Nuzlocke is a style of video game challenge. I only know Nuzlockes in the context of Pokemon, but it's my understanding that other games also have Nuzlockes. And basically, the essence of a Nuzlocke is you want to avoid dying, right? Whatever that means for the game. So for Pokemon, that means your Pokemon fainting. In other games, you know, where your character actually can die or get knocked out or whatever, you want to avoid that. Because it treats it like once you quote-unquote die, you can't go back and try again, right? So in Pokemon, when your Pokemon faint, you gotta either release them or put them in your box. You can't use them anymore. I just put the unofficial Nuzlocke rules in the chat right there, pin the message. So those are the rules that I'm trying to follow. If you scroll on that website, click around, people have a bunch of other optional rules. A lot of people like to make up personal rules that they use. But yeah, those are the 3 rules that I'm generally trying to go by. So if a Pokemon faints, can't be used anymore. Can only use the first encounter in each area. But that one, I have been playing the loophole game a lot with, because in my opinion, that makes it the most difficult. And then for Pokemon specifically, they want you to nickname every Pokemon. Not really necessary towards the challenge, but it's supposed to make it a little bit more fun, and I don't mind giving my mons nicknames. But yeah, I mean, if you ask me, the core of a Nuzlocke, at least in the context of Pokemon, is once a Pokemon faints, it is unusable for the remainder of the playthrough. People like to impose other rules on themselves, such as that encounter one. I've also seen people impose rules such as no healing during battle, no healing outside of battle, no using Pokemon centers to heal. I've seen people use like You don't have to catch the first Mon on every route, but I've seen a decent amount of Nuzlocks where it's like the first 6 Pokemon you get are the only ones you can use, so you got to be really selective about which ones you decide to catch. But yeah, in short, that's what a Nuzlocke is. Is it just another name for hardcore? No. So the scrambled Pokemon and abilities that you're thinking of randomized. So people have done randomized Nuzlocks to add to the challenge of it, but randomized is different from a Nuzlocke. You can have a randomized playthrough and have it not be a Nuzlocke if you so choose, up to personal preference, of course, there. But yeah, randomized is not that Nuzlocke. It's not a Nuzlocke variant. At least I don't consider it one. I consider randomizing and Nuzlocking different, but depending on who you talk to, they might say that randomizing without doing a Nuzlocke is pointless. I think it depends on the randomizer too, because there's, a 1,000,001 ways to randomize a Pokemon game. Alright, where's Flash Cannon? Got a Mon that can like Scald, that would be nice too. I'm tripping, a Flash Cannon's supposed to be here. Maybe I already bought it. No, because it would have said purchase. What TM number is Flash Cannon? TM 91, Celadon's Game Corner. There it is. I scored right past it. There we go. Alright, so we have Flash Cannon. Now the question is, who am I replacing for Aegislash? Probably Toad, right? Because the only reason why we really had Toad was as a counter to Garganacl. But if we're not using Toad to counter Garganacl anymore, then maybe not. Past it? Yeah, I was doing too much. I was talking and scrolling and looking at the game right by my eyes. Every NPC is dangerous? Yeah, I've definitely figured that out by now. They were whooping me. Oh, it was like monotype Nuzlocks? I've considered doing a monotype Nuzlocke. Because, right, fun fact about me. I officially, right, like literally like officially hold the unofficial title that is not kept in any record anywhere of the greatest fire type trainer of all time. So I feel like I have to do a monotype Nuzlocke with fire type Pokemon to just, ensure that that title remains. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a Honedge here. Let's do a save state like right here. And I'm gonna try out Honedge. Will it not let me buy it if I don't have a spot in my party? Let's find out. 100,000? And I can upgrade to the shiny form to double the price? Well, I do like shiny Honedge, so why is not one Pokemon named Maharaga? Because we don't have a Pokemon that's worthy of the title just yet. Alright, why am I in the Pokemon Center? I need to go to the Pokemart, which Celadon does not have. They have the Department Center. Yeah, I don't have a Pokemon that's worthy of Maharaga just yet. Alright, so for free money here, I guess I could sell my nuggets, but what I also have that is unlimited are going to be rare candies. So it's 100,000, it's 20 of them. I want the shiny one though, so I'm going to try to get 200,000. Let's go 40, sell 45. There we go. So I am going to head back this way. Oops. I forgot to save state. Save state. Honedge. And yeah, I'll do the shiny form. There we go. Nice shiny Honedge to our team. And, fun fact, because of the shiny clause, I actually would be able to... I can get one of each of these Pokemon. Wait a minute. The shiny clause states that if encountering a shiny Pokemon, it does not have to count for my encounter for the area. Meaning that as long as I have 200,000 Pokédollars, I can get one of each of those mons available, and it will not count as my Game Corner encounter for this area because they would be shiny. So I could do that. What's going on, shiny Giratina? Just came in. What ROM hack is this? This is not a ROM hack. This is Naruto Ninja Storm 4. So I could do that. That seems kind of cheesy though, so I probably won't. But Rotom Wash is another decent special attacker that I could honestly make a lot of use. Ooh, maybe Rotom Wash was a better choice. What's Rotom Wash's special attack? Because I need something that's going to hit Garganacl hard. And I'm thinking Flash Cannon from Aegis Slash is the way to do it. But let's see. Rotom Wash's special attack is only 105. Does have decent defenses, though, at 107 for both defense and special defense. Pair that with the leftovers. Could be a pretty decent mon. But you know what? I think I'll just rock out for now with Aegis Slash. And we'll see how it goes. Cool. So we have this shiny Honedge. So we're going to switch out Toad, right? And I believe it's a level up and then a stone evolution. So let's head back to our rare candies. Oops, wrong way. Rare candies. Okay, there we go. Doublade. I love the shinies of this Pokemon line, by the way. They look so cool. They look so great. And it's ironic that you buy a shiny, then a shiny Giratina joins the chat. I was thinking, perfect timing, man. Perfect timing. Giratina is another Pokemon with a great shiny. Night Slash. No, I'm good off that for now. We can always relearn it. Yeah, Giratina has a great shiny, in my opinion. Especially because I'm not a huge fan of the shinies of... Oh, hold on. Power Trick Doublade. The ability to switch our defense and special defense, or attack and defenses, without... No, what's the point of that? What am I talking about? Never mind. I was like, oh, if we can switch our defense and attack without switching forms, then that's great. That's the same thing as its ability. There's no point in using the term for that. What am I talking about? Yeah, no. I got so excited. For some reason, right, it just like, somewhere in my mind, I thought that they were going to let me keep all of my defensive stats and get the boost from switching my defense and offense. No shot. No shot. If it did work that way, yeah, super OP on Aegis Slash, but no shot. Actually, doesn't Sacred Sword also do damage to, is Sacred Sword the one that does special damage, or is it the one that ignores stat changes? I want to say Secret Sword is the one that does, special damage. Let me see. I think Sacred Sword just ignores stat changes, but still does physical damage. Let's see, Cerebee's attack dex. Yeah, target stat changes don't affect this attack's damage. Out of curiosity, though, which one was the one that does special damage? Is it Secret Sword? No, Secret Sword is a special attack that does physical damage. I could have sworn there was a sword that did special damage, but whatever. I'll worry about it later. Or never. 53, 54, 55, 56. Now, here, I do have the ability to get a Dusk Stone, or use my Dusk Stone right now. What I do want to do first is make sure that I can buy another one if I need to. Yeah, Aegis Slash being a ghost type is going to be really, really helpful because it has immunity to body press. Meaning that the only way that Garganacl will be able to actually damage us is going to be using Salt Cure, which honestly, I'm not super afraid of. If I just throw, like, I could throw a Leftovers on Aegis Slash, right? Or like a Citrus Berry to get that health back and just switch out anytime. That's where I learned Play Rough. Is this the floor that sells stones? Yes, it is. Perfect. Dusk Stone. Oh, I already had 5. Well, I got 6. Cool. So, go back to our bag. Here we go. Such a cool shiny, man. King Shield, we do want that so we can switch between our offensive and defensive forms. I'm going to get rid of Shadow Sneak because we're running Special Aegislash here. Next is going to be TM Case. We're going to go ahead and rock out with Flash Cannon. Oh, Skarmory gets Flash Cannon. Well, we need somebody that's a little bit harder. So we go Flash Cannon in place of Aerial Ace. What else could I go with, though, just so I have other moves here? I don't have the TM for Shadow Ball, right? If I got, like, Nasty Plot, oh, I would cause havoc, bro. We could always Hidden Power. Maybe, right? You know what? I'll worry about that later. For now, we're just going to run straight Flash Cannon, special attacking Aegislash on Garganico to see how it does. If I need to, I can also give a Metal Coat, which I probably will. Because the only purpose of us really having this Aegislash is to take down Garganico. So, we'll see how it goes. If we need to make changes to the plan, we can make changes to the plan. But for now, we'll see. I always use Sacred Sword. It works well against Elite Four. Oh, I haven't even started thinking about Elite Four. That is a challenge that I am kind of dreading. All right, Aegislash. We're gonna give. Let's give Modest Nature. Yeah, give Modest. Maybe I should have done something that wasn't detrimental to physical attack in case I needed to run a mix set. But again, our goal here is just to deal massive damage to Garganico, no matter what. 2 Saffron. It was right there. I don't know why I flew. Here we go. 2 Saffron. I mean, you gotta be decent Pokemon X teams. My thoughts on... Alright, Xerneas, Pyroar, Delphox, Zapdos, Zygarde, and Mewtwo. Oh, it's been a while since I played X and Y. Xerneas is an incredible Pokemon. Extremely broken, whether it's in, playthrough or it's in competitive. Xerneas, great mon, no notes, 10 out of 10 right there. Pyroar and Delphox, I would say that you probably don't need 2 fire types. However, as a fire type fan, I'm not mad at it. That being said, if I were to choose between the two, I would go with Delphox. It's kind of just like a better Pyroar, I believe it's faster and has a higher special attack output. However, Pyroar does have benefits as well. Number 1, being normal type gives you immunity to ghost type moves, as well as getting Stab on Hyper Voice isn't bad. One thing about fire types is that there are a lack of just general moves, especially special moves for fire types, right? It goes like Ember. Fire Spin's a little bit weaker, but you get damage over time. And then you got Flamethrower, which is okay at 90. And then straight to Fire Blast, which has 120, but no accuracy. And then there's moves like, Sacred Fire, which I think is physical anyways. Blast Burn is a recharge move, so that's not ideal either. So having additional coverage, but the Psychic type, right? Having immunity, or no immunity, but resistance to fighting types, as well as the Fire type, letting you go neutral to Bug. Not that you'd have to worry too much about Bug, but it's still good to have just in case. All right, let's do a save state like right... Ooh, I don't even know. One of these is pre-Sableye. I'm going to do it like right here. Now... Actually, I forgot to give... And then who else? Zapdos. This is X and Y, so it's Kanto and Zapdos. Electric and Flying. I'm blanking on the gym leaders in Elite Four, but Zapdos is also a pretty decent mon. Static is a good ability, right? Electric and Flying gives you pretty good type coverage there. You get access to Thunder Wave, Thunder, Hurricane, Roost, Heat Wave. Zygarde and Mewtwo, both good mons regardless of the forms that you use them in. Curious as to which Mewtwo form you use, assuming that you Mega Evolve it. Oops. Not use. Give. There we go. Medical to hold. Alright, now we're going to do one more save state, wherever I had it. here. Okay. So, looking at our team, leading with Loki. Giovanni opens with Mamoswine. We are going to open with Will-O-Wisp. Headlong Rush comes in. I am going to go Gagio to resist Headlong Rush. Doesn't affect me. Next, I am going to go Body Press. He's going to withdraw whoever he sends in. Dracovish was my prediction. Now we got to be kind of careful. Ooh, okay, wait. No, because without Toad, we don't have a Dracovish resist. That's right. That's what Toad was there for. All right, that's fine. Knowing that, so fight again. Will-O-Wisp. We are going to go Gagil again, right? Earthquake. Now he switches. Now, expecting Dracovish, right? We fight. We Will-O-Wisp. Not only is Vicious Rend weakened, but it's a little bit stronger because of the Water Gem. But it won't be able to KO. Did a little bit more than I would have liked, actually. But I'm just going to recover. Now he switched to Dragon Claw. Interesting. I have to be careful with my recovers and such. I think, though, with Dracovish burned, we are in a decent spot to now go into Gagil. Giovanni swaps a lot is the only thing. If I had, like, U-turn on this, that would be phenomenal, right? Because then every time you switch, I can also get my free swap. Let's do Fly. All right, he withdrew again. Yeah, Giovanni likes to switch a lot. So we're going to Fly. I'm not really scared of Garchomp at all. So what if I went Body Press? Roost. And then Body Press again should end it, right? Nope, Garchomp survives. Oh, okay. Let's go Roost and hope that's Stone Edge. Oh, he missed! Aha! Iron Head and Garchomp goes down here. Alright, Garganical. Time to test out what we've been working on. I'm gonna go Flash Cannon. See how much this does. He can't Body Press, he can only Salt Cure. Now that is more like it. That is what I wanted to see. That is good. That is very good. Dude, Giovanni! Stop getting scared, bro! Stop getting scared! Stop getting scared! Keep a Pokemon in! What, does he expect to fight with a full team of 6 that have health and all burned? Stop getting scared, Gio. The good thing is that we also have a counter for this. And that counter is called, even with the Swords Dance, we live Rock Slide from Excadrill. So if I just Roost here, we can just Body Press. I mean, he can hope for a flinch, but Body Press is packing up. Go. Excadrill goes down. A little bit of health back there. Alright, Dracovish. Oh, okay. If I can get him to, like... Yeah, I'm gonna Body Press. He's an Vicious Rend. That's fine. It does not a lot at all. I'll let Burn handle him. The only thing is I am running out of roosts. So what I think I will do is try to give myself a free turn here with Fly. Use Vicious Rend. And he's going to use it again. It's not going to hit that turn, but Fly will. Withdrew. Because of course he did. Garganical. You know what? Free damage. Now, here's my concern. Do I hope that Body Press finishes him off? I don't think it will. Let me see how much Body Press does, and then I can compare that to how much health he has. So looking at Skarmory, level 57. This is a defense beneficial nature, so that is something to note there. I think we do plus defense minus special defense or something like that, right? And it has Body Press. Against Garganical, it's only going to do 20 to about 24.2%. I'm thinking Garganical has more than that. But what I'm also thinking is that he's going to be scared to go for anything but Salt Cure. So, he's not going to body... he might Body Press. Alright, idea. Idea. I'm going to Roost. And what did he just use? What's his moveset looking like? It wasn't Recover. Iron Defense, Body Press. He can't Body Press into Aegislash. I'm just hoping that he doesn't Salt Cure here. So we'll see. We'll see. Perfect! Alright, Garganical goes down. You take no damage from Sand. Fight. Flash Cannon. Finally, dude. This Garganical was like the bane of my existence. So much so to the point where, like, I'm actually kind of okay with sacking Aegislash, knowing that Aegislash did his job. We really needed Aegislash just here to take down Garganical. I'm also realizing that he wasn't max level. Oops. Look at that. And he was under level. Shout out Aegislash. Alright, 3 more to go. I have an easy answer. Like, I have a very easy answer to Gyarados. It's just a matter, is he going to go for the KO, or is he going to try to set up? If he sets up, I'm kind of cooked. Not fully. Let's see. Commentary is lit. Appreciate it. Y'all are lit. Good luck with the run. Thank you. Level cap, yeah, Miel is correct. It is 57. Yeah, Garchomp I'm not worried about. Garchomp is already low on health. In fact, did I already KO Garchomp? Who does he have left? Okay, so Garchomp's out of here. Mamoswine's burn, Dracovish is burn. Neither of those Pokemon are threats. Gyarados, I have an answer to. Okay. Let's see. Idea. Okay. No, I think I'm good. I think I have to either sack Aegislash or sack Sableye here. Reason being is I switch into Sableye, right? If he attacks me, and that's just GG's for that Pokemon. But I get a free switch into Zebstrika, who is able to Oko Gyarados, is also fast enough to take out Mamoswine and Dracovish too. So that's Giovanni's team done, and we only lose one Pokemon. I could sack Aegislash right here, right, if he attacks, and then I send in Zebstrika, so that works. But, Zebstrika is the only Pokemon I currently have that can one-shot Gyarados. If he begins to set up on me, then my only hope would be getting off a burn with Sableye. I could try to do that right now, right? If I send in Sableye and he does set up, I can get off the burn, and he's gonna have to set up at least like 2 more times to become a threat again, I would say. Maybe not to the likes of like an Infernape or something, right? But to become a threat to like Sableye, right? You would have to set up again. So, let's see. I'm thinking what we can do is... He has a free KO. If he were to KO, he would probably... He can go for anything for the KO but bounce. If he goes for the KO, it's either Waterfall or Earthquake. Alright, how about this? I'm going to send in Loki here. And I think we just sack Loki. And that's that. Yeah. Send in Loki. We're going to sack Loki if we need to. If he sets up, we burn. Yeah, alright, Waterfall. That's kind of annoying too, because I could have... Oh, this is Moxie Gyarados. That's not good. I kind of knew that too. But despite being Moxie Gyarados, it does take damage from Sandstorm. It only has a speed stat of 126 because it has it set up. So, a couple options. We go Goku, who speeds in with Thunder Punch and KOs it. Goku also has the ability to KO Dracovish as well. But I think just playing it on the safe side, going Luck, is what we do here. So let's see. Aegis/2 go to sack Sableye. Yeah, it seems like we made the right move. Alright, odds are he swaps into Mamoswine here, which I'm not against. Because Mamoswine can't really do anything to hurt us either. No, he stays in. Alright, for the first time ever, Giovanni has not swapped out to avoid getting his Pokemon one-shot. Mamoswine will definitely come in next, though, with Headlong Rush. But I'm okay with that. Because Mamoswine is only going to be able to hope for a crit on Stone Edge if it wants to finish me off here. So, let me clarify. If it wants to finish me off with Gaggiel on the field, it does have a pretty good attack stat. But we will be able to heal and it will be burned, along with Body Press going super effective on it. So, that's what I'm thinking. I do have one more heal, too. Iron Head's also super effective, too. I'm going to go Body Press, though. Icicle Crash. Interesting. If that's what he wants to go with, that's what he can go with. Ooh. Idea. No, I'm staying with Mamoswine. I'm staying where I'm at. Alright, let's go Fly. He's gonna Icicle Crash one more time. I was gonna say I can switch into either Benimaru or Goku, because they're gonna resist Icicle Crash. And then when Dracovish comes out, I can use their priority moves to finish it off. But I forgot about Dracovish's, I forgot what Dracovish's health is at right now. I know it's not very high, but still. And then now, I think we just finish off Dracovish with Body Press. Yeah. You know what? Playing it extra safe here. He's gonna Vicious Rend. I'm gonna use my last heal here to bring myself back to near full. That way, right, even if there's a crit or anything, we're good. There should be GG's right here. Alright, well, Burn takes him out. Bravo, team. Good work. Good work. And he lives that. Okay. Let's go Iron Head. Hit him with a not very effective move. Insult to injury. There we go. Alright. Giovanni's down. Nice. Nice. Here we go. Alright, level cap is now 59. Giovanni is down. And we got a Master Ball. Not like we have much use for it because we do have perfect catching on. But there we go. That's done. We only had to sack Sableye. Who, to be fair, most of the reason why I got Sableye was for this fight. So I'm not feeling like that was too much of an opportunity wasted. Cool. So Giovanni is down. I'm going to save state a couple places, actually. So we have one here. I'm also going to do a save state. Let's do right here. And let's go right here, too. Alright, there we go. Giovanni's down. I'm going to go heal. I'm going to get out of here soon, too, just because it's getting kind of late and I do have work tomorrow. But I am happy that we were able to take down Giovanni. Next on the list is going to be Sabrina's Gym, who I definitely don't expect to complete by now. What I might do, though, is I might just attempt a puzzle in her gym. That way next time we can just jump right into the Sabrina battle. Let me see if there are any mini bosses, because you know that all these gyms typically have a boss style of NPC in there as well. Let's see, mini bosses. Celadon Gym, there was one. Pokemon Tower. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not seeing Saffron anywhere. Alright, well, not complaining about that. In that case, I'm gonna go heal. Actually, before that, we do have to give a proper send-off to Loki. Loki, man, I gotta hand it to you. If you didn't burn like half of Giovanni's team, we would have been at the mercy of his monstrous attackers. So Loki, you get a very honorable send-off. Your name is amongst some goats. For anybody who's wondering how this Nuzlocke's been going for me, by the way, here are all the Pokemon that I've had to box because they got knocked out. And these are the Pokemon that I have in my reserves. So let's see. Let's bring on Joker, because it is a Psychic type gym. So Joker's immunity to Psychic will be good there. I also got to find a TM for Shadow Ball, because I feel like special attacking Aegislash has more potential. So let's see. I completely forgot to talk to the lady about healing. Is this really what my team looks like? I took no damage. Oh my goodness. I did well. I mean, we had Sableye faint. Aegislash struggled. I guess Gaja healed himself too. But yeah, Benny, Maru, and Goku, and even Luck. Y'all look like y'all barely battled. Alright, let's head over to Sabrina's gym. And see if I can get to the gym leader herself. Oh, also though, one thing that is nice is beating Team Rocket means that I've also unlocked a move tutor who should be right up here. Yep, this guy right here. 7,500, and I can learn a bunch of moves here. Pain Split, Drill Run. Drill Run actually I might get for Skarmory. Get that fire type coverage. Mystical Fire and Leaf Blade are also helpful. Power Gem. So decent moves that we've got here. Decent moves. So it's nice that I have that guy available. If I had access to him before, I probably would have kept Dusclops on the team because Pain Split would have been my healing move. Wait, oh, this better not be somebody trying to battle me. No, it's not. Okay. Ooh. President forgot to give me this. A lot of trainers already have their hands on it. The Mega Ring! Oh! We can get Megas now. Finally. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, okay. That is fantastic. So now when I start thinking about putting my teams together for the remainder of the playthrough, Megas. Man, Megas. I mean, just looking at our current team, what Pokemon do we have that can Mega Evolve? Unless they brought in Skarmory's Mega to this, which I don't think they did. I don't think there's any Legend ZA Megas. Currently none. Shoot. But we do have a Lopunny in our box. In fact, I can probably just look up all the Megas in the decks, right? So we have the standard ones. I am curious because I know that they gave some Pokemon that didn't Mega Evolve some Megas. Blaziken is another one, right? We have Blaziken in our box. We have Lopunny in our box. Let's see. Any Pokemon that didn't have Megas that got one? Butterfree got a Mega. Machamp got a Mega. Kingler, Lapras, Snorlax got a Mega. We have a Snorlax. Garbodor, Orbeetle, Dreadnought. Good amount of mines got Megas. Oh, wow. Sandaconda, Toxtricity, Centiskorch, Alcremie, Caparaja, and Sivian Centiskorch. Alright, cool. So I can start thinking about Megas too. That's exciting. Alright, so Psychic type gym. I'm just going to try to make my way to Sabrina. Probably won't be able to do that without battling some people, but I guess we'll see. Actually, what am I doing? As if this game hasn't been out for 20 years and I can't just Google that. Saffron City gym puzzle, because I would like to get going with my evening, and I'm not going to be able to do that if I spend forever playing Warp Puzzle again. apparently. Wait, I got lost. So, alright, I'm lost already. Too late. Dang it. I'm gonna end up in an unskippable battle. I just know it. Maybe not, actually. These seem pretty avoidable. What's annoying me is that I can't find my way back to the front if I just wanted to leave. There we go. Alright, here's Sabrina. Oh, nice. And we have a warp panel, I guess, that goes there and back every time. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save state here. And call it a stream from there, man. Alright, I mean, y'all already know how the saying goes. I want to first thank y'all for showing up, showing out, and showing love. Great stream, man. A little bit shorter than usual. It's just, you know, it's a weeknight. Got work tomorrow. I'm sure a lot of y'all also got work and school and stuff tomorrow. So go ahead, get your rest. Be ready to take on the day tomorrow. But yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic rest of their Monday. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic rest of their week. Gym battle against both Lieutenant Surge and Erica have been uploaded to the channel. If you missed those, go ahead and check those out. And let me know if you also want me to add my Team Rocket battles too. So far, I've only been doing the boss battles, not the boss battles, sorry, the gym battles, because those aren't quite as frequent as Team Rocket battles are, and they're easier to just, you know, find and segment. But yeah, let me know if there are other important fights you want me to clip out and upload to the channel. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Hope y'all